En el centro de la pampa vive un pimiento, sol y viento pa' su vida, sol y viento, sol y viento pa' su vida, sol y viento.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Patrick Bonnard. Bienvenue à la 120e édition du Piment. On est à l'Assemblée générale de la Coalition Verte de Montréal. Hello, I'm Patrick Barnard. Welcome to the 120th edition of the Pimento Report. We are at the annual general meeting of Montreal's Green Coalition. So let's listen to the voices that are gathered here. On va écouter, on va entendre les gens de ce soir.
It's been a very eventful year for the Coalition. Many different issues we've been dealing with or been involved in one way or another, either directly or through our member groups. One issue with the plaintiff in a court case seeking an injunction against the work that's currently going on to build the eco-campus Hubert-Rees in the Techno Park, which is threatening a very valuable bird habitat.
C'est pour son dévouement et son succès vraiment fantastique à faire connaître le technoparc de tous et d'avoir attiré l'attention de tout le monde sur cet enjeu.
Bravo.
So I'm not quite sure I deserve this because there's still a lot of work to be done and a lot of people that are fighting to save the wetlands. This saga has been, lasted for a year, and this award, belongs to them as well. Birds are the ambassadors of green spaces. Birds tell us when an ecosystem with their neighbors and friends, like fish, reptiles, amphibians, plants, are in trouble. And that's what the Technopark birds told me last year.
Pleasure to award another prize to Sue Stacco. Possibly the most dogged citizen in Pierrefonds, and energetic, and Sue has contacted just every school and nature group and journalist and everyone to come and see the Ansalom area.
I am surprised because, anyway, I won't tell you that I had to pick up the trophies, but I don't feel like I did anything apart from what everyone that I meet is doing all the time. And so I feel like I just got really lucky that I got to just be amongst such an amazing group of people, and I keep meeting more and more, and it is, to me, it's my honor. Like I feel so blessed, It really is everybody's award. Like so many people are on this. I can't even begin to name.
I thought Sue would speak as well, but maybe now that she's got that big award, she's giving me all the work. We're in the middle of the OCPM hearings that started May 2nd, and they'll continue next Monday, and other dates as well. I think there's 5 days or whatever sessions, and there've been so many briefs presented, they had to add some during the day. Like Monday originally wasn't scheduled, and now it's like filled up from 1 o'clock to whatever, and then again at 7 till 9, so that's great. And if anybody gets the chance to read these briefs, they're all on the website, and it's just amazing.
Alors bonsoir mesdames et messieurs. Depuis votre dernière assemblée annuelle en 2016, le projet de mise en valeur du bois de Saragui a connu des progrès importants, mais aussi des difficultés. On va commencer par les progrès, c'est plus intéressant. Alors notre première bonne nouvelle de 2016, ça a été qu'en juin de l'année dernière, c'était l'inauguration officielle par la Ville de Montréal du parc nature du bois de Saragui et de ses 3 premiers sentiers. En présence de représentants de la Ville et de délégués de 8 associations citoyennes qui s'impliquent pour la réussite de ce projet depuis plusieurs années.
C'est intéressant parce qu'on existe depuis maintenant 2 ans, on vient juste de s'incorporer, puis on suit dans les pas de votre organisme. On est très reconnaissant des organismes comme les vôtres. Mais ce que je voulais dire, c'est que la Coalition Climat Montréal existe depuis 2 ans. On a décidé d'agir localement sur un enjeu qui nous tenait à cœur, les changements climatiques. On a décidé de le faire sans soutien des paliers gouvernementaux ou des donations, des grandes donations. On travaille exclusivement comme bénévoles, comme vous autres. Puis je trouve ça une formule très gagnante.
Le développeur a perdu. Il a perdu carrément. La carrière qui était là à Vaudreuil-Dorion est maintenant devenue un lac, ce qui est fantastique pour nous. Et le développeur, lui, je pense qu'il va prendre ses petites sous, là, puis il va aller quelque part d'autre.
About 100 local citizens got together to talk about the environment and to talk about how to serve and preserve our green spaces. When I saw it, I was quite taken with it because I've worked in communications myself, and I know you need to have something short, pithy, memorable to tie discussions around. And so I thought it was a really interesting document that could serve as a roadmap. So I thought it would be really neat to have a similar discussion, but open to the general public as well, so people who weren't able to make it the first time could take advantage of some of the knowledge that was brought to the first meeting, and that maybe we could talk about building on it.
Looking at it so thin on stuff to do with, so I'm struggling not to find things to say.
Malheureusement, c'était très négatif et c'est tous des projets que vous connaissez, des enjeux que vous connaissez, le réseau électrique métropolitain, Technoparc, dans Salon, Meadowbrook. Je ne vous ferai pas toute la liste, mais donc c'était tout simplement pour vous indiquer que l'agglomération de Montréal avait eu des très mauvaises notes en lien avec la charte qui visait à évaluer les progrès de la dernière année.
Does everybody know about La Falaise Saint-Jacques, the Saint-Jacques Escarpment, where it is and what it is? It's a forgotten green space near the Turcotte interchange that's kind of been, well, we were there recently for a cleanup, and it's full of, people have dumped all kinds of waste, but happily some creatures that don't have anywhere else to go, that aren't human, were able to make their homes there. And there's some plants. We saw a bloodwort there the other day, which is quite an unusual plant to see in Montreal. It's the first time I've seen one. And their little brown snakes are there, not because that's their natural habitat, but because the workmen, when they were bulldozing the Turcotte, would find them and throw them over the fence into the Falaise Saint-Jacques.
With regards to Meadowbrook, as most of you likely know, we in the SHEMA 2015, we were very, very fortunate to have the zoning change to recreation green. So, of course, it's still a golf course, and at least that was our big high moment. And from then on now, we've been working very diligently. We meet every month. Several of our people are here tonight, of our members from Les Amis. And we meet once a month and to work on promoting the idea of it being a park, because of course it still is a golf course owned by a private developer.
Back to the social, cultural, historical, the three of us are going to touch all these different topics and different points. We'll stop at different points to explain what everything is. So.
Yeah, so if any of you are bike riders, take a look on our Facebook page and check it out. It's going to be super.
Since 2003, Tom has been a special friend of the Green Coalition. When he became Environment Minister, he became our target. And he was very gracious, very receptive, and enthusiastic when we talked to him about our vision for a green belt for our city and for all of southwestern Quebec, because we've got the greatest biodiversity here right around us. So we also asked him to help kick that off with the Grand Park at L'Anse-à-Lorne. and the surrounding natural areas, including all those green spaces around Lac des Deux Montagnes, and we called it the National Park at Lac des Deux Montagnes. I introduce you my good friend, Tom Mulcair.
Gareth and other members of the executive and those of you who have been working so hard, I just wanted to say what a pleasure it was to be back. Things got busy for the past couple of years, so I haven't been able to attend an annual meeting for a while, but Sylvia's quite right. Going back 15 years now, there's something that you should all hear, because some of you who were there back then have heard me say this before, and I've said it very publicly. The Green Coalition, La Coalition Verte, is one of the best structured and best organized and most credible environmental groups that I've ever dealt with when I was a minister or since in the various functions I've held. So bravo to each and every person in this room. Now, when I say that, I'm not trying to take away anything from anybody else. But what I am saying is what you know how to do is to prioritize, you know how to define, and you know how to talk about issues in a way that will enable us to help you get things done. And that's always been the key to the Coalition Verte. So keep going. I've talked with, I saw Kim before Gomery, who was here from more or less the West End, NDG, and Montreal West in that area. There are issues involving the Falaise, as Gareth just mentioned, and involving Meadowbrook, because that battle's still not won. It's always going to be going on, and you know, every time you think it's done, it's like pops back up again. So it is never done. But we know that what Gareth and was saying before is essentially true. This is the part of the province that has the most biodiversity, and it's of course the part that's been beaten up the most by developers over the years. That's why every single piece has to be fought for. And you've got to fight municipally, you've got to fight provincially, and you've got to fight federally. Because at all three levels something has to be done. Tomorrow I'm going to be going off towards Trois-Rivières, and I'm going to be standing in a bunch of water. And you know, that type of flooding, according to the parliamentary budget officer, should actually be taken into account in the federal budget. Because that and wildfires are the things that have been predicted as being the obvious consequences of global warming. So we're living it. And with the conscience and the understanding of groups like la Coalition Verte, you're going to be able to continue to contribute. Je voulais vous dire en deux mots, bravo, merci d'être toujours là, de vous battre d'une manière structurée, ordonnée et crédible.
Pierre Marcoux, puis je suis avec Yuri Juteau. On est de l'association citoyenne des Amis du Parc Grignon. Ça fait 5 ans qu'on milite pour la protection du parc, la biodiversité, puis aussi de permettre de créer un pôle sportif. C'est un parc urbain qui est, on pourrait dire, surutilisé. Beaucoup de gens qui l'utilisent. Il y a une forêt qui est à peu près peut-être 1 km², qui est une érablière, qui est très très belle. Puis on veut que les gens le connaissent puis le protègent. Côté sportif, on a côté notre événement annuel, la randonnée familiale, qui est devenu le défi hivernal du parc en Grignon. Puis je suis avec Yuri, que lui, il est beaucoup impliqué dans des projets sportifs aussi. Puis je vais laisser parler à Yuri.
Bonsoir. La Ville va investir au parc en Grignon suite à des consultations qu'on a eues l'année dernière. C'est pour ça que Pierre n'a pas pu se présenter l'année dernière ici. Va investir environ 20 millions dans un pôle d'accueil pour les groupes environnementaux, l'agriculture urbaine et le pôle sportif.
Developers, as we know, have very deep pockets and lots of money to spend on speculation and trying to force the hand of the municipalities. So the Legacy Project has got, as a mission, as I say, is to fund legal recourses in defense of the environment. Well, actually, I'd probably say environmental offense is how I like to see it. The philosophy is that you win a couple of these, and if you win them in a convincing fashion, you really will change the landscape. If you take the Legacy Project as just, if you will, a metaphor for lawsuits that Ricardo is working on, that my firm is working on, We are taking out injunctions against the development Technopark. We are going to the federal court over an injunction that we are trying to get to prevent the Aéroport de Montréal to take over the Dorval Municipal Golf Course. We have 2 injunctions on L'Anse Alarme, one over the destruction wrought by the City of Montreal on the 440 extension. They had no business building on that part of L'Anse Alarme, but they did. They put in 3,000 truckloads of dirt and filled in wetlands. We are going after them for that. We are going after the powers that be in Pierrefonds that pretended to have succeeded in changing the agricultural zoning of a portion of the Cap Nature area from agricultural to residential, which they did not in fact succeed in doing. Ricardo is leading the charge and representing quite a number of people and quite a number of groups, including Coalition Verte Montréal, Matthew Chapman over there, in attempting to get the court to order everybody to go back to the BAP and actually have meaningful BAP hearings, which they did not have. So as kind of a metaphor, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to trying to level the playing field a little bit. And that, I think, hopefully the law will allow us to do that. If we win a couple, like I said, if we win a couple, it'll be pretty sweet.
Bonjour, c'est Patrick Bernard ici. Bienvenue au Piment. C'est un reportage spécial sur une conférence de presse. C'est le 8 juillet 2015. Alors, ce qu'on appelle en anglais the Legacy Project, le projet des générations, est en train de donner une conférence de presse très importante. Ces gens-là, ils vont lutter légalement devant les cours pour préserver les 185 hectares de Pierrefonds-Ouest. Le projet Génération, en anglais The Legacy Project, c'est quelque chose de nouveau. C'est un groupe d'étudiants en droit à l'Université McGill, des avocats et des environnementalistes. Dans le journal La Gazette de Montréal, le 8 juillet 2015, Linda Goulay a décrit Projet Génération comme un groupe qui va lutter devant les cours pour protéger l'environnement au Canada.
Ricardo is the lawyer who is doing the work.
I'm having fun.
And Ricardo is, it's not just that he's my partner and friend. He is a fantastic lawyer, and I think if we're going to talk about the legacy and about the legal work that's being done, you have to say hello to Ricardo. So Ricardo, please.
OK, 30 seconds.
En français, ça serait super.
Oui, ça serait bien aussi parce que ce que je veux... Pourquoi j'ai embarqué là-dedans? J'ai rencontré ces gens-là. Campbell a amené des membres de différents groupes au bureau. Puis on a remarqué que vous aviez un débat intelligent, des idées, vous avez du cœur, vous avez une tête, vous avez des pieds pour faire ce que vous pensez, ce que vous croyez. You believe and you're saying things that are intelligent, logical, and it would take just a little adjustment for a government to follow and to understand, to share, to talk to. But that's not the reality. Reality is that you could talk all you want, they'll do what they have planned to do, they have their money interests, they have their political interests. So what I said, well, might as well give room for you to breathe, give you some time to do what you have to do. So we're giving you space to do what you have to do. You are the power, you are the people that are doing everything. And now there's a whistleblower campaign coming up, so if you get interested in that, because we're trying to get people at the Ministère de l'Environnement to send us letters, anonymous letters telling us what's happening with our Minister of l'Environnement that doesn't do anything for environment. It just gives out permits. So my 30 seconds has been up for the last 30 seconds, and maybe I could go on for 3 hours because I'm a lawyer, so thank you very much.
I am here representing Impact Environment, which is a subdivision of Youth Impact, a committee created by my good friend Ricardo a few years ago, with the aim of empowering youth and giving them an easy way to get involved in local and international issues. And before I get to what we've done, I'd just like to highlight the fact that, I'm also part of a committee at my high school, which is Coalition Verte, the Green Committee. I'd just like to highlight the fact that for the OCPM hearings, we've sent in 3 briefs.
Wow.
Maintenant, en ce qui concerne l'impact environnemental. Au contraire de tout le monde qui a parlé avant moi, je n'ai pas beaucoup de choses à dire parce que le groupe est très jeune. Nous avons été créés cette année, nous avons que 4 membres. J'espère cependant que ce nombre continuera à grandir. Donc, notre vision, c'est qu'on peut aider les jeunes à s'impliquer dans les causes dans la communauté. Par exemple, nous avons déjà organisé un événement qui était un screening du film After the Flood. Nous avons discuté sur les changements climatiques et ce qu'on pourrait faire individuellement pour contrer les changements climatiques. Ensuite, comme certains de vous le savent, notre maire de Nicodère a déjà proposé de bannir les bouteilles de plastique de Montréal. Notre but, c'est de le faire tenir cette promesse. Pour arriver à ça, nous avons commencé une pétition pour montrer qu'il y a du sport populaire pour se travailler. Ensuite, nous voulons aussi rencontrer tous les groupes de jeunes dans les écoles pour mettre en mouvement un mouvement pour bannir les bouteilles de plastique dans les écoles de Montréal. Et bien sûr, une autre cause qui me passionne, c'est l'Anse-à-Lorme et les espaces verts de Montréal. Notre but, c'est de voir la préservation à 100% de l'Anse-à-Lorme et nous serions très contents de voir la création d'un parc national ici à Montréal. Voilà.
Yay! Yay!
Pour faire ça, on veut s'axer sur les jeunes. On veut sensibiliser les jeunes à ce problème, on veut leur donner des opportunités pour faire entendre leur voix et pour participer à la cause. Donc, to finish this, I'd just like to mention a quote which I think really emphasizes the goal of this committee. We want our children to live in a world without the destructive power of a warming planet, by Barack Obama. We are the children, and we can no longer rely on the inaction of our parents. We have to take matters in our own hands.
Ça prend beaucoup de courage, ça demande beaucoup de flammes intérieures et de croyances qu'on peut faire la différence. Donc, on a fini un peu plus tôt ce soir. Je vous réinvite pour l'année prochaine, puis je vous souhaite d'en profiter pour continuer à réseauter parce que ça a l'air que ça a bien fonctionné avant. Alors, bonne soirée à tous. Merci.
En el centro de la pampa vive un pimiento. En el centro de la pampa vive un pimiento.